In this segment, you'll learn how to configure your new family registration form. On the Family Data and Accounting screen, MyProcare will be a menu option at the top. The dropdown will have a setup wizard. You do need to be logged in as a system supervisor in order to access the setup wizard as indicated by the shield. The first screen of the wizard is just a basic welcome, letting you know that just like every other screen in ProCare, there is a small help question mark in the upper right corner that will take you to the support site for more instructions. The General Settings tab allows you to enter the contact information for the location you're currently logged into. It is important to know that if you have multiple locations, you do need to set up MyProcare individually per location. Load School will bring in the current contact information for the school I'm logged into at this time. The Text Network button will allow you to install text networks if it has not already been done, so that in new family registration, your family can tell you who their cell phone provider is and set themselves up for text messages in case of emergency. On the new family sign-up screen, you will enable the link for the registration form by changing the item to true. The General Settings tab will allow you to choose what happens when your family submits a new registration form. The Import, Interaction, and Moderation, you have 3 options on how your families are brought in. Use the Import screen gives the center 100% control of who is brought in at what point in time. It will allow you to maintain a waiting list if you would like. Mostly automatic means that the families will be automatically imported unless ProCare recognizes there's a duplicate. Fully automatic will ignore the possibility of duplicates and bring that family in anyway. Once the family submits their registration form, they will receive a summary email, which the center will get a copy of. The center has the option of choosing to add a signature line to the parent copy of that email that lets them know you need them to review the information, print out the email, sign it, and bring it back to you at the center. The notification email is the email address you would like notification to when a new family registration form has been submitted. The customer feedback email allows the families in the new family registration form to submit feedback by email to the center. If you put an email address in this box, they will see the option. If you do not include an email address here, that's fine. They just won't have the link to submit feedback. Account settings let you set how the account should look when it first comes in. The account key format has 2 options. You might choose last name only or last name first initial. The default is going to be the primary payer's last name. If you use something different, you can change that in the import screen, or you can edit the account after you've imported them. The account import date is a required field. The system will generate it for you if you have not come through the wizard previously. Follow-up tracking is not required, however, we recommend it. I can choose Create Default Tracking and say True, and when I import a family, it's going to assign a tracking item to that family that says Follow-up Required. That will allow me to filter my account list, search for those specific families, and check for things they might still be missing before I consider them enrolled. Hide account on import will default to false. I generally recommend leaving it at false. Alert messages can be added to each account. However, setting something in the configuration will make that the default for every account that you import. These are things that you can set individually in the import screen. Child settings are specific settings for the child on each account. The child import date, again, is a required field. The system will generate it for you. If you have already assigned follow-up tracking to the account, it's not really necessary to also assign it to the child. The enrollment status and primary classroom at the bottom. Again, these are things that you can set individually in the import screen. Generally, not every child is going to come in with the same classroom or enrollment status, so I will leave these blank and set them individually. Next is a review screen, just letting you know the basic settings that you have configured to this point, and you can save any changes that you make.